Well, it's now time for this week's Ag Minute, and Lauren, you know that all of us here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture are constantly trying to lose a few pounds, but I have a suspicion with Mel's package on bread pudding and your Ag Minute, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. In fact, I try to do this every single week if you haven't noticed. I love bread pudding too, especially topped with rum sauce. Now I'm going to have to go home and make some, and trust me, this Blue Magnolia stuff is excellent. Well, food historians trace the history of bread pudding to the early 11th and 12th centuries. And as people were looking for ways to use that stale leftover bread, they found a way to do it with bread pudding. Well, it's gained a reputation as a comfort food, and it's a featured item in trendy establishments, and it's shed those humble roots.
Bread pudding was born in the 13th century and was known as poor man's pudding. It was a way to salvage old stale bread. People would soak that stale bread in milk and sugar. Bread pudding eventually became classic Christmas fare. In Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, Christmas dinner was highlighted by the presentation of Mrs. Cratchit's plum pudding. Bread pudding has been in cookbooks for the last 150 years, and it's eaten all over the world. In Britain, it's apricots that are more commonly found in bread pudding. In South Africa, however, they like theirs just plain: milk, sugar, bread, and spices. But here in New Orleans, bread pudding is made with raisins and that famous rum sauce. While most bread goes stale and gets tossed in the trash or fed to the birds, the luckiest of loaves enjoy a transformation into the ambrosial dessert that has become a mainstay at restaurants in the South.
In France, bread pudding is known as just pudding, and now in Belgium, though, it's known as bodding.